All right, so we're diving into a story today that's got more twists and turns than, well, let's just say it's a wild ride, okay? We're talking about a late-night car accident, a woman named Megan, and a photographer, John. And this, my friends, is where it gets interesting.
No, absolutely. Right off the bat, we're thrown into this tense situation.
Yeah.
John hits Megan with his car. It's dark. It's late. You can imagine the shock, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But here's the thing. Instead of the expected reaction, panic, calling for help,
Right.
Megan begs John not to call an ambulance.
Whoa. Okay, so that's a big red flag right there.
Yeah.
What do you think is going through her mind at that point?
What makes you wonder what she's so afraid of, right? What's she hiding? It's this immediate mystery that pulls you in.
Definitely. And John, he could have just called 911 and been done with it, right? But he doesn't. Instead, he decides to take Megan home.
And that right there tells us so much about him. I mean, he's a photographer drawn to this old barn for a photo shoot. He even calls it romantic, which I kind of love.
Yeah, it shows a certain sensitivity, right? An eye for things that other people might miss.
Exactly. He sees beyond the surface, and I think that's crucial to understanding his actions here. He sees a woman in need, and he responds with compassion despite the mystery surrounding her.
You start to get a sense of who John is, a guy with a good heart. But then there's Megan. She has almost no possessions with her, right? Just the clothes on her back.
It paints a pretty stark picture of her life, doesn't it? You
Certainly.
immediately start thinking, what has she been through?
And to make matters worse, the story she tells John about going to family, it just doesn't feel right, you know?
It's like she's built up these walls around her,
Yeah.
protecting herself, even when a chance for help presents itself. It's heartbreaking, really.
And just when you think the story can't get any more complicated, boom, the truth comes out.
Right, and it's a lot to process. I mean, remember how John initially thought Megan was younger than she was? That
Yeah.
kind of highlights this instinct he has to protect her, right?
Yeah.
But when she confesses to being homeless, and not only that, but to stealing money, it forces us, the listeners, to confront some hard truths.
It's that moral dilemma. Stealing is wrong, but then you have this young woman who's clearly been through so much, driven to desperate measures just to survive.
It challenges our easy definitions of right and wrong, It's not black and white.
No, not at all. And to John's credit, he doesn't run away from that complexity. Instead, he tries to understand.
Yeah, and that's huge. He sees her, not just her circumstances, and starts to see a chance for her to turn things around.
It's the beginning of something really powerful, their connection. It's not just a chance encounter anymore. It's a journey. And we'll get into that, but I think we should probably take a break here and come back to it.
Yeah.
So we're back, and we were talking about this turning point in this story, this shift from just surviving to actually building a life, right? And a big part of that is John finding this job opening at the boutique.
And it's perfect, right? I mean, talk about being in the right place at the right time.
Totally. But here's the thing about second chances. Sometimes they need a little nudge in the right direction.
A little help along the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Megan, she doesn't have the typical qualifications. No diploma, no experience, and definitely no interview outfit.
And let's be real, first impressions matter, right?
Yeah.
Especially in a customer-facing job like that. Appearances, they can make a difference.
Big time. And John gets that. He totally understands.
Oh, absolutely. He sees that Megan has this inner strength, this resilience. But she needs a way to project that outwardly, too.
Yeah, and he's not just going to throw money at the problem. That wouldn't be John,
No way. He's much more thoughtful than that. He wants to empower her, not just enable her.
Right. And that's where his resourcefulness comes in. He knows people, right? He's got connections. So he takes Megan thrift shopping.
Thrift shopping. I love that detail. It's like on the surface, it's just clothes. Right.
Yeah.
But it's so much deeper than that. For someone like Megan, who's used to having nothing, to suddenly have choices, to be able to express herself through what she wears.
Oh, definitely. It's like a whole new world opening up for her.
Exactly. And you can practically hear that excitement in her voice when she talks about finding these amazing pieces like that vintage dress.
Oh, yeah. The one Sheila just had to have.
That's the one. It's like she's rediscovering a part of herself that had been buried under the weight of her circumstances.
She's finding her confidence, her sparkle, one outfit at a time.
Yes. And John sees that. He gets that this is about more than just clothes. It's about self-esteem, about presenting yourself to the world with confidence.
Totally. But he also knows a new outfit isn't a magic wand.
Right. A little extra boost never hurts.
Enter Tammy, John's secret weapon.
The salon owner.
The one and only. And somehow, John manages to swing a free makeover for Megan in exchange for some promo photos for the salon.
Talk about a win-win.
Seriously. And the transformation, it's incredible.
It's like watching a caterpillar transform into a butterfly, right? John even says she looked absolutely stunning afterward.
He was floored. And it's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good. It's that internal shift that happens when you see yourself in a new light.
Absolutely. It's a powerful moment because it signifies a turning point. We've gone from a story of survival to one of second chances, of transformation. Megan, armed with newfound confidence and a look to match, heads into that interview, ready to embrace the possibility of a brighter future. And, well, you're right on the edge of your seat, right? Will she get the job? Will this be the break she needs?
It's the culmination of weeks of support, of trust, of shared belief. And as John waits for her to return, you feel his anxiety too. He's invested so much in her success. And then she's back. But it's not the same, Megan.
Oh, definitely not.
This time she practically burst back into John's life.
Yeah.
Radiating joy, you can practically hear it in her voice.
It's infectious, isn't it? And John, he's obviously happy for her, but there's this deeper sense of, I don't know, fulfillment almost. Like he's seeing the impact of his actions.
Absolutely. It's like he gave her the tools and she built something incredible.
Exactly. And as she throws herself into this new job at the boutique, it's like her world just expands.
It does. Remember how amazed she was just to be shopping?
Right.
Now she's not just navigating that world, she's thriving in it, making sales, earning a paycheck.
It's that feeling of, like, dignity, right? Of being a valuable part of something.
And let's talk about the boutique for a second. It's not just any job, right? She's surrounded by these supportive women. Sheila's mentoring her.
Totally. It's like she finally found a place where she belongs.
And the clothes, too. We can't forget about that.
Oh, absolutely not. They're not just about fitting in, are they? It's this outward symbol of the transformation she's going through.
Exactly. They represent confidence, capability, self-worth. It's amazing. And as her life changes, so does her relationship with John. The gratitude she feels just pours out of her.
Of course. He took a chance on her when no one else would.
It's a powerful thing,
Yeah.
to have someone believing you like that.
That's everything. And that gratitude, it lays the foundation for a really unique bond between them.
It does. It's not your typical love story, that's for sure.
Not at all. But it's real, It's built on this shared humanity, this deep compassion, and the transformative power of second chances.
It really makes you think.
Yeah.
And, of course, the story ends with a kiss.
Yeah.
This undeniable connection.
Right, but then it leaves you with this lingering question, like, what happens next?
Right. Because real life isn't a fairy tale. So what does the future hold for John and Megan? Can a relationship that started so unconventionally actually work?
It's a question with no easy answer, isn't it? And I think that's part of what makes this story so compelling. It doesn't tie everything up in a neat little bow.
It doesn't. It leaves you thinking, wondering. And I think in a lot of ways, that's more powerful than any simple resolution.
I agree.
It reminds us that life is messy, it's unpredictable, but sometimes those unexpected turns lead to something truly beautiful. And maybe, just maybe, listening to a story like this will inspire us to be a little more open to those possibilities ourselves, to offer a helping hand, to believe in second chances. Because you never know, The smallest act of kindness could change someone's life,